All right. I think we're trying to get back with you guys. There we go. It's not coming up. It's back. All right.
Yeah.
So here we go. Nice. Okay, so we're back. Struggling with this thing. Thank you guys for staying. So we were talking about, Lois, you were saying something that you like, the fact that it mentions a beam. You like the imagery that it mentions.
Yes.
And the imagery is like a what?
Because when you look at a beam, and I think of a beam, I'm thinking of something big.
It's a big structure.
Big, long structure. And it's saying to take that out of your eye.
Right.
While when you do that, you'll be able to see that it was only a speck in someone else's eye.
Correct. So yeah, that's a pretty good imagery. And if you think about it, it's not easy to, when you're talking about a beam, I mean, a beam is pretty big. So I think what the Bible is saying, spend some time doing the work on yourself first before you go and do the work, or try to even do the work with someone else. So I guess what I'm saying is that this is essentially talking about self-awareness, knowing who you are, and before you try to correct anybody else. I don't know. What do you think about that, Lois? Yeah, I think so. So the question is, Lois, that we really need to ask is, what is self-awareness? What's that? Just a little guess, Lois. What do you think self-awareness is? Just it doesn't have to be too deep.
Knowing who you are, what you are about, what your values are, you know, the morals that you have as a person, what do you stand for?
Yeah.
You know, and that is going to help you make good or bad choices in life.
All right. And another way of putting that is saying that self-awareness is the ability to recognize and understand your own thoughts, your own emotions, your own behaviors, and how those thoughts, emotions, and behaviors affect other people close to you, right?
Absolutely.
It means being conscious all the time, being conscientious of what is happening inside of you. It's knowing yourself and how you interact with what's going on inside of you and interact with the world around you. Essentially, that's self-awareness. And the key aspects of self-awareness is, number one, emotional awareness, self-reflection, you know, and understanding your strengths and your weaknesses, right? There are other, and awareness of how it impacts each other. So let's link this to a relationship now. So when it comes to a relationship, we have to understand to be emotionally aware. We have to do self-reflection. We have to understand our strengths and our weaknesses. And we have to understand how, you know, being aware of how we are impacting each other in real time. Realizing how your words and emotions and behavior affect the people around you. In marriage, this is critical, Lois. This is critical, because if people don't understand who they are, understand their emotions and, you know, their thoughts and how they're reflecting, it's going to damage other people. And another thing too, Lois, part of self-awareness too is to understand our triggers. What triggers me? What triggers you? There's some things that triggers you, and there's some things that triggers me. And if I don't know them, or if you don't know them, there's no way you're going to be able to protect me or protect yourself or have a deeper understanding of who you are. You have to know what triggers you, right? For some people, being in toes triggers them. Being around, seeing women toes triggers them. You understand? So there's some, and there are other stuff that triggers people. And they're weird stuff. Some of them are weird stuff. Some of them are trauma. So what can trigger a person is seeing a person being hit by someone. And it brings them back to the point where, you know, or to a time or a phase when they were hit. And so if they're in that space where somebody raised their hands at them or even try to make up their face, they can read their eyes. And that is a trigger. You know, going in a car to drive a car after a huge accident can be a trigger. You know, so in relationships, there's a lot of triggers that we have to think about. What triggers you? What triggers me? All right, so that's, I hope I got it there, Lois. Hopefully I covered that. And remember, if you could read that again for me, I have it right there. Just read what that self-awareness means again for me, please, just so that they can hear. Self-awareness.
It's the ability to recognize and understand your own thoughts,
Good.
emotions, behaviors, and how they affect others.
Right.
It means being conscious of what is happening inside you and how you interact with the world around you.
So how I behave towards you, Lois, is pretty crucial. So if I'm behaving in a certain way and you point that out, those behaviors are affecting you. And what that means is that I don't have any handle on my behaviors. So I need to get help to understand, why am I behaving this way in the marriage? Why do I have these on and off, again, love affair with certain behaviors? Why are they not pausing or stopping? Because it's doing harm. And sometimes we don't realize how much those behaviors are doing harm in the relationship.
Yeah.
And for some people, they don't realize until it's too late. And that's why people get divorced. Okay, Lois, Socrates, let's talk about some guys who talked about self-awareness now. And we don't mean to be philosophical, but I think a little philosophicalness is needed to help us to kind of sort this through. So go ahead, Lois, talk to them a little bit about that.
Socrates says, his famous teaching was, know thyself. And he was one of the earliest philosophers to emphasize self-awareness. So, know thyself. That is Socrates. For Socrates, self-examination was the foundation of wisdom and ethical living.
Okay.
He believed that people who fail to examine themselves live blindly and make poor decisions in life and relationships. He also said, the unexamined life is not worth living.
Okay.
This idea fits perfectly with with what we are saying today, right? About self-awareness.
Yeah, entering marriage without it then. Entering marriage without examining yourself and don't understand
taking the time.
Right.
Because some people know that they have work to do, but they don't do it.
Exactly.
They rush into relationships. They go from one relationship to another.
Right.
Without taking the time to fix whatever is wrong with them. And
go ahead.
I'm sorry.
You're on the road. Go ahead.
When you're in a relationship, people tend to point the finger at the other person and take no blame for the breakdown of that relationship. And somehow, believe it or not, you have a part to play in it. Because it's two of you.
The unexamined life is not worth living. So you're right, and later down in the program, it's going to raise those same concerns that you just talked about there. And so a lot of people enter into relationships and they never did the work of self-examination. They put it on pause, they deferred it, and then somewhere down the road, because it comes right back to hurt the relationship.
What is that? That thing? ricochet.
Yeah, it just comes right back. It's kind of a revolving door, so to speak. It's going to come back around. So for those of you who are getting into marriage or going into marriage, you're not married yet, you need to examine yourself, and you need to ask your partner to do that self-examining thing, right? And because when you fail to examine yourself, you're kind of existing blindly, and you're going to make some poor decisions, because you know what it means, that you're not in tune with who you are. You don't know enough about yourself, and if you don't know enough about yourself, how are you going to give yourself to someone? You're giving yourself to someone, and you yourself don't know who you really are. You don't know your triggers. You don't know what upsets you. You don't know. You have not examined some things about yourself. You don't know a lot about your emotions, you know. So how can you give yourself to someone when you effectively do not know who you are? And that's what we're talking about, self-awareness. That is pretty, all right. So Carl Jung, Lois, one of my favorite philosophers, by the way.
Never heard of him. So
yeah,
let's see
Carl
what
Jung is like, oh, that's the guy right here. Go ahead.
Jung talked about the unconscious mind and how people project their hidden issues onto others.
Talk about it.
He had, the key idea from him is people often project their shadow, unresolved parts of themselves onto others. Without self-awareness, we blame others for things that actually come from within.
Bingo! That's what you were saying a while ago. Yeah, you express exactly what Carl Jung was saying. That sometimes what people do, they do projection. Instead of taking responsibility from what is coming from them,
You're the problem.
they'll tell you, you are the problem. They're always waggling that finger. They wag it and they tell you, you are the problem. When indeed, what they're doing, they're taking a big, have you ever seen those street lights? Those big lights, and they're putting it on you. And guess what? When they put the light on you, there's no light on themselves. You see what I'm saying? This is why Jesus said in Matthew chapter 7, take the beam out of what? Your eye, before you seek to take it out of somebody else's eyes. That's a powerful. I don't think you're finished, Lois? Okay, it says, Jung talked about the idea he famously said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it faith. Think about this. Jung says, until you make what is unconscious conscious. So part of self-awareness is becoming conscious. Self-awareness should not be left in the unconscious. It must be in the conscious. Because when you're conscious about something, certain things that's going on inside of you, which is negative, cannot direct your life. You understand what Jung is saying? That people left the unconscious. They don't want to bring it forth to be conscious. And what happened is that the unconscious start to direct your life, and then you say, you know what, this is faith from God. No, it is you not examining who you are. It is you who are not taking time out to analyze your behavior that's coming out in your marriage, that's affecting your marriage. Some people are stubborn about, don't want to be, don't want to do self-reflection. They always, there's some people out there, they are never wrong, bro. Like I just don't get it. They're never wrong. They're always right. Get out of here, I'm sorry. Get out of here. What do you mean? You're a human being. You have trauma. You have drama. You grew up in a family where things wasn't right. I mean, there are things that you missed when you were a child. You've been through hell. You have seen trust being broken. You have seen hate. You have seen war. You have seen all of that. And all of you have seen pain, experience hurt. And all those things are informing your consciousness. And because you are imperfect, it means that this imperfect life will make you imperfect. So how dare you believe that you are just so goody two-foot? How dare you believe that you can't make a mistake? How dare you believe it's just about the person next to you? Are you kidding me? Is that what we're doing right now? That's what we're doing? I think John was right.
Yeah.
I think the unconscious need to be made conscious. All right? All right, go ahead, Lois. Number 3, and there's another philosopher. I just want to do the philosophers today. Go ahead.
Okay. Eric Fromm.
From, that's correct.
Fromm.
From.
He talks about love, maturity, and self-understanding in relationships.
Okay.
He had a book entitled The Art of Loving. And he argued that many people want to be loved, but do not do the work necessary to be capable of loving.
Stop right there. Hello. Ring the bell. Ring the alarm. Some people want to be loved, but do not do the work necessary to be capable of loving. There's some selfish people out here, boy.
How's that going to work?
Yeah. You want people to love you, but you don't want to.
Yeah, he believed that love requires self-awareness, emotional maturity, and personal responsibility.
And without those 3 things, Fromm said, the relationship is bound to collapse. Bingo!
Yeah.
It's over. It's over. Yeah, I think we should stop here and come back and finish this up next week. I think so. This is a beautiful discussion, by the way. And I hope there's some people are going to see this after we leave the airways. We're going to come back and do a recap of what we did today next week. I promise you. I pray God everything will be all right, because I think the self-awareness issue is a massive, important issue that we couples don't talk about. A lot of us rush to the altar to be destroyed there, simply because we do not take the time to know of these mechanisms, to know of these levels and phases of our lives. We see a lot of pastors doing counseling, and they're not challenging self-awareness. They're not saying to people who are getting married, if you don't, if you don't engage in self-awareness, you're going to bleed out on this marriage, and it will collapse in the future. I've seen it. Marriages fail because of a lack of self-awareness. You've got to know who you are. You've got to know your strengths.
Bring your best self.
Yes, your weaknesses. You have to know these things. You have to know what you can. In other words, let me put it another way. You have to know your capacity of resistance, your toleration line and level. These are important things when you're going into marriage, because if you don't know, the elasticity of the marriage will just crumble. There will be nothing there. So self-awareness is really, really a big deal. All right, Lois and I are going to stop right here. We are so thankful that you can join us. I know it was kind of peace, cut, beep, freeze. But you know what? Hey, we're going to still stay with it regardless. One day we're going to get it right. We're going to do it well. Thank you for just staying with us, for being with us. We really appreciate you in this moment, rocking with us. We thank you so much. Listen, one of the things that we can tell you is this. We do believe that your marriage, what?
Matters.
It matters, and that's why we're here. Our marriage matters. Your marriage matters. Don't let anybody ever tell you that your marriage don't matter. We're not doing this for fame. We're doing this for the kingdom, to inform people that God loves marriages and he wants to see married people stay married. All these things that Lois and I talking about, rather, they are piece of the puzzle to help you put them together so that your marriage can be a little bit of heaven in this little bitty earth. All right?
That's right.
God bless you. We love you, and we will see you next week. Have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.